Trinity is buzzing after a passionate New Year's Eve kiss with Reese, but her joy is tempered by uncertainty. Does he still resent her? Will he ever love her? Seeking answers, she turns to Lila, Reese's mother. What follows is a revelation that shatters Trinity's world. Lila reveals that years ago, when she was lost in a near-death state, Trinity, unknowingly, guided her back to life. This revelation leaves Trinity reeling. Who is she, truly? What powers does she possess? And how will this newfound knowledge impact her relationship with Reese?
The January moon was the wolf moon. It meant all the wolves went for a run together. Reese would lead it, as always, and Trini would have to stay behind since they still hadn't managed to sort out who was after her. But on day one, he stormed up to her room long enough before she expected him home. Her hair was still drip-drying, and her pajamas were nothing more than a thick tank top and a pair of shorts that barely reached her thighs. She knew he was worked up because Reese hardly noticed her skimpy attire. He was too busy huffing as she opened the door to let him into her room. She leaned back against the door with an amused expression. Her sense of humor seemed to frustrate him even more. "You're sending messages through Noah now?" He stared her down from a few steps away. Her good spirits wavered when she saw how annoyed he was. Did he not want her around? She went for something light as a reply. She said, "You haven't been around much, so I thought he'd get to you faster." Reese ground out. "I thought we were past this. You stay in the house for your own safety." Easy for Reese to say. He goes wherever he wants. She stuffed down that response and pushed off the door to stand on her own 2 feet. "I get that, but I haven't left the house in over a month." He clearly didn't care about that. Reese said, "Because the last time we went on a trip, you were attacked. Why can't you just be happy here?" "I am happy here." She reached for his hands, but he didn't hold hers. His hands shook with a frustration that she couldn't pierce. She tried to explain herself. "This house is great, but I want to see more than a daycare and what's visible from the balconies. Your trip will be far enough from here. They're not going to follow us all the way to Los Angeles." "You don't know that." He pushed her hands away. "They found you at Riley's." "And you found me too. You can't really be that afraid, can you? What happened to the alpha who was chosen for a reason? You're too strong to let anything get to me." She baited him. She knew appealing to his pride might help her get her way. He growled, "This isn't a game, Trinity. It's your life." "Reese," she started softly, "I haven't seen you in a week. You want us to get closer? Then we need this trip. We need to get away. We need to go to a place where we don't have to worry about who's after us or how many daycare shifts we need to schedule. Before, I never knew if I get to see more than the compound. Now I can do that with you." "At what cost?" he asked. He stepped forward and she had no room left. She backed into the bedroom door. His body was overwhelming. The heat of his rage, the depth of his protectiveness. She felt them pushing her back into the hard wood. "Reese." "No, you listen to me." He growled out through gritted teeth. His chest heaved and she stared into it, unable to think for a moment. How could he do that? How could his mere presence distract her when all she wanted was to tell him that this was important to her? She'd spent weeks convincing him that the physical mattered less than their emotions. The physical was what was missing now. The quality time, the promise of their inevitable melding, the passion. His hand shot out to lift her chin to face him. The grip of his fingers on her skin made her whimper. She clenched her jaw to keep it in. "Oh, Goddess, don't let him hear it." Screw it. Maybe he needed to hear it. He needed to know that she couldn't be left behind to fend for herself anymore. "I just got you on my side." If something happened to you, I would risk everything to take revenge. Humans be damned. His voice shook with an urgency she'd never heard before. His hand rose and she leaned into it, shifting onto her toes. Her body curved to meet his. Then damn them, she said. I can help protect myself. Stop hiding. You either want me with you or you don't. She shivered as the low timbre of his words seemed to caress her. I want you more than anything. Her cheeks burned, but not with embarrassment. That admission unlocked something in her and him too. His control snapped. Rhys used his grip on her chin to pull her to his lips. He didn't just take a taste. He devoured her. His body pressed her back into the door, and she held onto his shirt for dear life. With a new vantage point, she was hitched up slightly. She felt all of him for the first time. She gasped into the kiss, and his tongue lapped in her mouth. It was electric. Every cell of her body screamed for more. How had she resisted this long? How had they put this off when it already felt so good? The kiss broke and she dove in for a second, then a third. They were growing frantic as their intensity rose as much as his pants did. My mate, my mate, my mate.
Trinity and Rhys finally succumb to the undeniable pull between them. Their initial conflict over her safety dissolves into an explosion of passion, leaving them breathless and wanting more. But as their desires ignite, a chilling question lingers. Will this newfound intimacy strengthen their bond, or will it become another weapon in the hands of their enemies? Can they truly escape the dangers that stalk them, or will their newfound happiness be tragically short-lived?
Hey, I am Trinity. Want to know what happens next? Then click the link in the description below and download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.
Trinity and Rhys are navigating a complex situation. Trinity is eager to break free from the confines of their secure home, yearning for adventure and a life beyond the constant threat. Rhys, fiercely protective, wants to keep her safe at all costs, believing that isolation is the only way to ensure her survival. Rhys, overwhelmed by his own desires and the fear of losing her, finally gives in to his impulses. Will Rhys's protective instincts ultimately sabotage their relationship, or will their passionate encounter lead to a deeper understanding and a renewed sense of trust? How will Trinity's desire for freedom and independence reconcile with Rhys's need to protect her?
Trinity awoke with a start to a knock at her door. What time is it? She groggily reached for her phone. She didn't know what time she'd finally gone to sleep, but she knew it was late. She was struck with flashes of memory from the night before. Luna, are you okay? You slept for half the day. Oh, goddess. Lila was right outside her door. I brought you breakfast, Lila called. Well, more like lunch. She opened the door for Lila, who held a steaming tray with all of her favorite breakfast foods. Are you feeling okay, honey? Oh, I'm just tired. I don't know what it is. Trinity wished she had planned a better excuse before opening the door, but everything had been so unplanned. Trinity stepped out of the way so Lila could carry the tray to her table when she spotted her pajamas from last night, or what was left of them, on the floor. She pretended she was plugging in her phone and surreptitiously kicked the ruined clothes under her bed. Thank goddess. I do not want to explain that to Rhys's mother. What is it? Lila stood up straight after setting down the tray. What? Trinity froze. That smell. Lila's eyes were filled with worry. It's blood. Trinity, dear, are you sure you're okay? Did something happen? I don't know what you're talking about. Trinity joined Lila at the table. Trinity, sweetheart, you're limping. Trinity's face turned from red to crimson. What happened to you? I know the smell of blood. You need to tell me what's wrong with... Lila stopped mid-sentence and blushed. Not as red as Trinity, but it was still an impressive shade. Oh. Trinity buried her face in her hands. So that's why Reese was being so coy at breakfast. Lila clapped her hands. This is wonderful news. She cheered as Trinity looked at her, mortified. Trinity did not want to have this conversation with her mate's mother, especially before she'd had a chance to drink her coffee. Don't give me that look. Lila was smiling. It is good news. It means you've moved past your issues. Thank you, Lila. Trinity immediately grimaced. And now I have grandchildren to look forward to. Lila! Trinity gasped. She had moved too suddenly. We are so not talking about this. Fine, we don't have to talk about it. Lila handed Trinity her coffee and guided her toward the bathroom. Trinity did not stop blushing until long after Lila was gone. She was right, though. The bath was exactly what Trinity needed. As Trinity dried her hair with a towel, she heard another knock at the door. Trinity's sigh of frustration melted into desire as she thought of Reese. She hoped he would be the one to knock next. Trin, I know you're in there. Juniper. Trinity wrapped herself in a plush robe and threw open the door. Goddess, I will never get over how jealous I am of this bathroom. Juniper marched straight in. Trinity smiled. It was really a gift to have friends so close that they barged into the bathroom with you. I tried calling, but you didn't answer. I knew you'd be here, so I decided to just show up. Hi. Hi. Trinity laughed. Sorry, I was taking a bath. I can see that. Juniper drew a heart in the steamy bathroom mirror and smiled mischievously as she added R plus T inside of it. How are things going with Reese? Any better? You could say that. Trinity blushed. Somebody's got a secret. Juniper pressed. Spill, Trinity. Do you want to sit down on the sofa? Or are we going to have this conversation in my bathroom? Good call. Juniper marched out of the bathroom. Oh, can I plug in my phone? It's about to die. Of course, I'll be right there. Trinity hung up her towel and started to apply moisturizer when she remembered the shredded pajamas that she had haphazardly kicked under the bed. She hoped Juniper hadn't seen them. Juniper, wait. Oh my goddess! Juniper's eyes were as wide as dinner plates. She grabbed Trinity's hand and led her to the sofa. Tell me everything. And Trinity did, including every detail she could remember from the night before. By the time she was done, both of their faces were red. This was the kind of girl talk that Trinity had never had before, and she was enjoying it so much that she didn't notice her third visitor of the day. Both women looked up in horror. Is it him? Juniper whispered. You know I can hear you. Reese called from the other side of the door. Trinity leapt up and opened the door. Wolf senses. Please, don't let me interrupt. He held up a big bag of takeout. But I thought we could have dinner together. Well, look at the time. Juniper gathered her things and inched toward the door. I really have to get going. I'll see you soon, Trinity. Goodbye, Alpha. What did you bring me? Trinity deflected. Well, I gave Abigail the night off, so you would have no luck if you don't eat with me. I brought you takeout. You know, I could always go down to the kitchen and cook for myself. Trinity smiled, but Reese's face fell. Reese, you're adorable. Of course I will have dinner with you. Reese laid a full feast of comfort foods out on the table. There were burgers, fries, chicken wings, and all of the best sauces to pair with them. They ate the food together and maintained easy conversation, free from the tension that had marked their interactions before. Maybe I was wrong about him, Trinity thought to herself as Reese pushed the last of the fries toward her. Once they were finished eating, Trinity felt her nervousness creeping back in. She knew what he wanted. She wanted it too. She could see the heat steadily growing in his eyes. The honeyed gold darkened to amber, sending a shiver through her body. She knew that she was in for a repeat of last night. This time, she wanted to take the lead. She grabbed his hand and pulled him to her.
Trinity felt a thrill course through her as she took the initiative, pulling Rhys towards her. The heat in his eyes, the amber glow of his wolf, promised a night of passion unlike any other. But as their lips met, a sudden, chilling realization struck Trinity. The lingering scent of blood still clung to her, a silent reminder of the events that had unfolded the previous night. Would Rhys notice? Would it shatter the fragile peace they were finally beginning to build? And more importantly, what secrets were hidden within the scent of blood, and how would they impact the future of their burgeoning relationship?
Hey, I am Trinity. Want to know what happens next? Then click the link in the description below and download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.
Pocket FM. To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.